All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Hello and welcome to this week's NASCAR Quick Hit here at SHIPIT Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and today we will be discussing the Iowa Corn 350, surprisingly taking place at Iowa Speedway. As always, please go ahead and hit that like button, and please go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. It really does go a long way in helping us with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, before we start breaking down the Iowa Corn 350, let me mention Happy Father's Day. Yes, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Y'all do so much for everybody all the time. Thankless job. And y'all appreciate the one day that Hallmark carved out of the calendar for you guys. And well, for me, because I'm a father in 7 weeks with our first baby boy on the way. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Enjoy the U.S. Open. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably watching the U.S. Open. So enjoy the U.S. Open. And then wrap up Father's Day with some NASCAR Cup Series action at Iowa with us. All right. And now let me mention code FGWC15, Fantasy Golf World Championship 15. Code FGWC gives you 15% off. That is in celebration of the bosses, Hoop and Tambo, continuing to advance through to the Fantasy Golf World Championship on DraftKings. That will give you 15% off any monthly and annual membership plan. And you guys already know, well, maybe some of you don't know. So if you don't know, let me tell you, we have expert content, projections, ownership tools, great education courses, and a fantastic community. Best community in DFS. I'll put our community against anybody. No, seriously, we are love us over there at SHIPIT Nation. So code FGWC15 gives you 15% off any monthly or annual membership plan at SHIPIT Nation. And of course, we cover NFL, NBA, PGA, which the US Open is happening right now, MMA, there's a fight night tonight, NHL, MLB, college football, and of course, NASCAR. So code FGWC15. All right, this week for the Iowa Corn 350, the good folks at NBC Universal have taken over the rights. So, USA Network for the good folks in America, that's cable, USA Network on cable, and TSN5 in Canada. Green flag is 7 o'clock Sunday night. So we get a Sunday night race for Father's Day. So 7 o'clock Sunday night. All right, let me go ahead and switch to my overlay here. Hey, perfect. All right. So we have 350 laps this week at the Iowa Corn 350, and that equals out to 240 total Dominator points for DraftKings. Of course, for most oval tracks, we will want to target those Dominator points. So this weekend, I'll be rolling out with at least 2 Dominators per lineup. All right. So let's go ahead and finally break down and discuss the Iowa Corn 350 at Iowa Speedway. And first and foremost, this is NASCAR's first visit to Iowa Speedway since 2019. And this is the Cup Series' very first race ever at Iowa Speedway. So not only is it the next gen car debut at Iowa Speedway, It's also the Cup Series debut at Iowa Speedway. Plus, they haven't been there in general, Xfinity trucks or anybody, since 2019. So the vast majority of the drivers in the field on Sunday, their first laps ever at Iowa came in Friday's practice session and then Saturday's qualifying session. However, a few weeks ago, I think it was around the end of May, it literally might have been right after the Indy 500, there was a tire test done at the Iowa Speedway, and there was 3 drivers who participated in that tire test. Those drivers were Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Brad Keselowski. Those are 3 top-tier drivers from 3 top-tier teams. And they're from the 3 manufacturers, Chevy, Toyota, and Ford. So during that practice session, no one reported any tire issues or anything of the sort. The big thing out of that tire testing session was, oh my God, they repaved turns 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4. This is now a one-groove racetrack. However, Friday's practice session came and there were tire issues galore. I think there were a total of 5 cars that ended up having tire issues, with 2 drivers having to go to a backup car, and they will have to start the race in the rear of the field. Those drivers are 1, Austin Cindric, and Christopher Bell. Yes, Christopher Bell, one who tire tested here just a few weeks ago. His tire blew out, I want to say around the lap 24, 25 mark during practice session, and he slammed the wall hard on Friday. And him and Austin Cindric will be rolling out a backup car. Because of that, because they are rolling out a backup car, Christopher Bell and Austin Cindric will be starting the race at the rear of the field. So even though in Christopher Bell's case he qualified 10th and in Cindric's case he qualified 21st, they're still going to be scored starting the race from those starting positions. However, they will be starting the race dead last and second to dead last. So because of that, and because I do think passing is going to be very difficult here on Sunday night, just based on the repave and how I think it's going to be a one-groove racetrack, and the next-gen car isn't exactly known to be easy passing on these kind of racetracks, I think passing is going to be very difficult. And because of this, and because they'll be starting, they, meaning Christopher Bell and Austin Cindric, starting with the negative place differential, I will be removing both of those drivers from my player pool on Sunday. Now, those tire issues. Tires seem to be lasting between like 20 and 25 laps during practice on Friday night. In fact, if I scroll over here on the stone, only 1 driver took practice. Can I scroll? Here we go. Only 1 driver did 25 laps of practice, and that was Christopher Bell. And his tire blew out quite literally on the lap he was coming into pit road. All right. So tires were lasting in practice between 20 and 25 laps. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, there were no tire issues at that tire test a few weeks ago. Now, it was hotter during the practice on Friday than it was during the test a few weeks ago. However, the time frame of the practice, they practice at like 5:30 on Friday night. Well, the race starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. So time and temperature difference won't be too much of a difference between what they practiced in and what they're going to be racing in on Sunday. Should we anticipate tire issues during the race on Sunday? Who knows? It's not good that there were five tire issues in practice. Now, the saving grace to this is these issues popped up during practice, and the teams and the engineers should be intelligent enough to set their cars up in a way where they won't encounter these tire issues. However, you can never say never. And there's brand new pavement in between turn 1 and 2 and potential tire issues. I think passing will be at a premium on Sunday evening. All right. Now, let's finally get into some drivers I would like to discuss this evening. And I'm going to be cheap and start off with our pole sitter, Kyle Larson. Look, it's no secret that Kyle Larson is one of the best race car drivers in the world, probably one of the top 2 or 3 in the NASCAR Cup Series right now. He is one of the drivers who participated in that tire test a few weeks ago. He's awesome, right? He's a top tier equipment. He's fast. He's great in practice. Gets the best pit stall selection. And I think passing is going to be difficult. If he can get the jump on Ryan Blaney and stage 1 stays green, there's no reason he can't lead the entirety of stage 1. There is no reason he can't stink up the show on Saturday night or Sunday night, rather. So Kyle Larson, pole sitter, probably my favorite Dominator play of the weekend. However, he will probably be everybody's favorite Dominator play this weekend. So in tournaments, it might be worthwhile going underweight on Young Money, but for me, that's going to be hard to do. Next up, I'd like to speak about one sliced bread. Who's that? That's Joey Logano. Joey Logano, who came into NASCAR with the nickname Sliced Bread, rolls off 11th on Sunday night, and his Penske teammate, Ryan Blaney, starts 2nd on Sunday night. So Team Penske brought speed to Iowa. And Logano was fairly decent in practice. He ranked 6th in the 10-lap average, and actually he ranked 9th in the 10-lap and 7th in the 15-lap. So decent speeds. However, the main reason I am playing Joey Logano, and I'll probably be overweight on Joey Logano, is he has a knack for doing excellent at NASCAR firsts. So anytime NASCAR does anything for the very first time, Logano seems to always be up or near the front. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the first race, the first Cup race that's ever happening at Iowa. So Joey Logano, 9,300 on DraftKings, starts 11th. Decent practice. Penske teammate Ryan Blaney, also good in practice, good in qualifying, rather. And like I said, Logano is excellent at NASCAR firsts. Next up, and I know I've been preaching that I feel like passing is going to be difficult, and I do think passing is going to be difficult on Sunday evening. However, one Alex Bowman seems to be a gift, right? Alex Bowman is 8,000 on DraftKings and qualified 33rd for Sunday's race. However, look at his practice speeds. 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 1. He was awesome in practice. And frankly, that's all we have to go off for this race. All we have is the practice they ran on Friday and some track type rank that we put together with some similar tracks that they've ran the past few years. Other than that, that's all we have to go by. So his practice speeds was great. He's cheap, 8,000 if you consider that cheap. I do. And he's in a Hendrick Motorsports Chevy. He has not won yet, so he needs to win to punch his ticket into the playoffs. So Alex Bowman, $8,000. If he can back up those practice speeds, he should be a slam dunk. And then last, but most certainly not least, and what I guess I'm officially going to just call every single week my bargain bin play of the week, Justin Haley, 5,800 on DraftKings, rolling off 19th for Sunday's race. Look, time and time again this season, he has been impressive, right? If you've been watching these races, you've been playing DFS, many times Justin Haley has been impressive. The fact that he's still under 6,000 is very surprising to me. He's starting 19th on Sunday night. Practice speeds 4th, 11th, 14th in the 1, the 5, and the 10 lap averages. He's backed it up all the time this year, right? Passing is going to be difficult. I think he's the cheapest one in the top 20, 5,800. Why isn't my scroll wheel working on my mouse? He is the cheapest in the top 20. Like I'm all about Justin Haley on Sunday night. There's no reason he can't impress us again, and the price is right, right? The price is right. So 5,800 for Justin Haley. Rick Ware Racing, who is an alliance with Roush Fenway Racing, and Roush is who did the tire test with Brad Keselowski. So that's how that kind of goes full circle. So let me quickly go through my notes here, make sure I didn't miss anything, and I didn't. So let me, before we end for the evening, mention code FGWC, 15% off any monthly or annual membership plan. And of course, drafters. I didn't forget about you, drafters. Ship it with drafters, fantasy sports, not fantasy shorts. ShipItNation.com/drafters, code SHIPIT to get 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So, alrighty, everybody. That's everything I got. Happy Father's Day to all you baby daddies out there. And have fun watching the U.S. Open. And once that's over, come join us and enjoy the Isle of Corn 350. And as always, let's ship it.